Good afternoon, class. My name is Mr. Smith, and today I'll be talking to you about Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Okay? Just to start you off, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Kohlberg. Mr. Kohlberg was born in Bronxville, New York in 1927. He was born into an affluent family and attended a prestigious high school in Massachusetts. However, he did not enroll in college right away. What he did was he enlisted in the armed services with the Israeli armed services, and he served a little time before going to the University of Chicago in 1948. Upon graduating after 1 year with a bachelor's degree, he stayed at the University of Chicago and got his graduate degree in developmental psychology. Upon receiving his graduate degree, he went ahead to Harvard University and became a professor, starting as a developmental psychologist and progressing into moral education. Okay, he is known best for his theory of moral development. His theory of moral development arises from the Heinz dilemma. The Heinz dilemma originates in Europe with a man named Heinz that had a wife that was suffering from a special form of cancer. Okay? The fact that his wife was suffering from a special form of cancer, she was about to die. However, during this time, there was a drug that contained radium. All right, radium was what his wife needed to cure herself of this cancer. However, the druggist or pharmacist was charging patients 10 times what the drug cost him to make. All right? Heinz went to everyone in his neighborhood to come up with the money. However, he only came up with half of what was needed to pay for this drug. So, what any other person, smart person, would do is go to the druggist and ask him to lower the price, which is what Heinz did. However, when he went to the druggist told him he was not going to lower the price, because that's how he makes money. So what happened was Heinz, desperate, went into the drugs store and stole the drug he needed for his wife. Now, I'm going to have a question for you later on in the discussion session that's going to ask you about this Heinz dilemma. Now, introduction to moral development. The Heinz dilemma basically was what Kohlberg brought towards a group of kids to see their different levels of moral development. Now, the first stage comes from the pre-conventional level. The first stage normally is for little kids, adolescent kids. All right, at this stage, it is known that Kohlberg believed that progressed into 6 different stages. All right, let me backtrack a little bit. All right, the 6 stages that Kohlberg has is level 1, all right, which is obedience and punishment. Stage 2, individualism, all right. Stage 3, good boy, good girl. Stage 4, law and order. Stage 5, social contract. And stage 6, principal conscience. Each one of these stages has a specific level. Stage 1 and 2 comes from the pre-conventional level. Stage 3 and 4 are in the conventional level. And stage 5 and 6 are post-conventional. Now, when they say pre-conventional, they're talking about pre-teen. All right, you talk about adolescents and kids before they become teenagers. Conventional level is more of the teenagers. All right, once you become a teenager, peer pressure, those type of things. All right, post-conventional stage is basically once you become a young adult or an adult. Moving on, Kohlberg believed that individuals could progress through these 6 stages, but could skip a stage. All right, they will progress through each stage. Stage 1, obedience and morality. This is when you're a little kid. When you're a little kid, you only know what authority tells you. All right, don't do that. Johnny, don't do that. Johnny, go to sleep. Johnny, eat at this time. You listen to what authority says. Authority meaning your father, a coach, a teacher, or educator like myself, or a principal. All right? Child assumes authority figures give them rules. This stage is commonly seen as young children, as I said, but you can see adults. As we all know, some adults act like children sometimes. Therefore, they do also have to have rules in order to speak to them. All right? So that is stage 1, obedience and morality. Stage 2 is individualism. Now, this is what I call the preteen stage per se. Because now you listen to what your parents say, don't do that, please don't do that. Now you start to feel yourself a little bit more. This is more for the middle school kids. All right, they start to develop an individual belief. Now, no longer, okay, I won't do this because mama said I won't do it. It's because I feel myself individually this is wrong. All right? Responders in stage 2 think more individually and pursue their own individual goals. They go towards what they want to do. The individual views right behavior and acting in one's best own interest. Again, individual. All right? Individual. Now, stage 1, where stage 1 sees punishment as something wrong he has done, a stage 2 individual will look at punishment as something he wants to avoid. He himself, as an individual, wants to avoid. See the main difference between stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 3, good boy, good girl. Now, this is when you're a teenager. All right, this is more of 8th grade, going to high school. Now you have a lot more peer pressure. All right, you listen to what your peers say. All right. Oh, I don't believe in Santa Claus no more because Mama told me. However, I know this is for a fact, so I'm going to listen to what my friends say. Oh, I'm going to run the halls because my friends say. All right, this is the level, good boy, good girl. This right here, this moral decision comes from your peers. All right. This stage focuses on good interpersonal relationships. You want to build friendships at this level. As we all know, when you're a teenager, that's your delicate years. You want to have friends around you. Okay? They believe individuals should have good motives in doing good deeds for others. All right? They believe there should be some good being done, but they're going to be more focused on their friends' approval. Moral decisions at this stage are made by how they will be viewed by their peers. Again, that's following what I just said there. Basically, at this level, peers focus, basically approval, that's what they're looking for from their peers. Okay? Now, again, this would be the peer pressure teenage years. Stage 4, social order. All right? Now, in stage 4, like I said, this is after you become a young adult or an adult. At this level, you're looking for basically what the society as a whole looks at, what is good and what's wrong. All right? What is good and what's bad, what's morally right and what's wrong. You shifted from the peer stage, and now you're looking at what society views. All right? So people at this stage believe there should be some laws made in society that basically tells right and wrong, and ethically good and ethically bad. All right? So they follow more of what government says, government regulations, and basically follow suit on that. So stage 4 is more social order based upon the outside society and government. Now, stage 5, this is where there's a social contract. When they say social contract, this is more of races, cultures, and diversity, all right? So we shifted from where we basically want laws and government to control our moral behavior. Now it's more of, okay, this is what would be culturally acceptable amongst my group of people. All right, now, one thing Kohlbergs said at this time is he believed most adults never reached this level. All right, most adults got no further than the social contract stage. All right, basically give me laws, government, to tell me what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. Now, again, social contract is more of, again, how do I view myself amongst my society, how my people in my race, my culture, my orientation, how do they all view me? So this is the level where it's more of, you want some peer pressure, but you're more focused on what your particular social ethnicity or group looks at you. The last stage is principal conscience. I know a lot of people used to say in the old movies and TV shows, we have the angel on one side, the devil on the other side. Well, this is the level that's more suited towards that. Principle conscious. At this level, Kohlberg believes that you as a human being have evolved to where you can basically make your own decisions without any peer pressure, any government influence. You basically know what's morally right and wrong based upon your own consciousness. All right? Again, stage 5 and 6, a lot of people never reach. Okay? Because as human beings, they never reach that level. They always need somebody over them controlling them, or they're worried about what society is telling them. All right? Again, principle conscious. This is the level where they believe and they know what is right or wrong based upon their own set views and own consciousness. Now, here's a few discussion questions for you, you guys out there in my classroom. All right, I want you to think about these questions thoroughly. All right, take out a pencil and paper and answer these questions thoroughly through a moral aspect and how you honestly believe they should work. The first question will be, do you believe Hines should have done what he did to save his wife? If you remember, the Hines dilemma was what we began with. So your first question is, do you believe Hines should have done what he did to save his wife? Question 2, in the same circumstances that Hines was in, would you have done the same thing? What would you have done? All right. Question 3, do you believe moral decisions and moral behavior are better learned or experienced? Question 4, what stage of moral development do you believe is most necessary in making a human being? What stage do you believe is most relevant? All right. What stage of moral development are you as a person based upon the description and analysis given by me? At this level, what do you believe, what stage you believe yourself right now are in, based upon all the description and analysis I gave you today? And the last question, do you believe that Kohlberg's theory of moral development gives an accurate depiction of the different stages of morality of an individual from childhood to adulthood? All right, the main question again is, do you believe that his depiction of moral development gives an accurate depiction of a person from childhood to adulthood? All right, and lastly, work cited. Got to give credit to the people that helped me get this wonderful discussion made for you today. All right. Now, once again, go back, take your notes, go to the questions, and answer them, and have a good day. Thank you for taking time out for me.